Hey.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's poppin'?
This episode almost didn't happen today.
Yeah, this
Welcome to
episode came
Valhalla.
close to not happening. We have Dragonborn and Fran Tarkenton here. Those were the Vikings we got for this episode.
And we're just two dudes.
And then you got Big Smith.
Yeah, Big Smith.
Okay, so Amon Amarth, Jomsviking.
Jomsviking.
What do you know about the album, anybody?
It's like a concept album.
It is the first concept album we're doing.
Hold on.
Before we continue.
Oh yes, before we even start the episode, let's talk about the obvious thing that's different.
We are not sponsored by this company.
Who the fuck said?
Nah, we don't need.
No, we're not.
So
sponsored.
what is that, Jake?
What is this
This
before we
is
start?
mead. So
What
mead,
is mead?
It's pretty much like beer that Vikings drink.
What is mead, though?
It's honey wine.
Yes.
It's very
It's
good.
honey wine.
And the only way to drink mead is out of a horn.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll pass mine around.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I look at it when it pours, it looks like piss.
Here, you pour
Well,
it.
it's 'cause
Just pour a
it's
little
honey.
bit,
Or
because I'm just
it's
gonna pass
really
it
around
good
to everybody.
tasting piss.
No,
Yeah.
bro, I'm filling it up.
I've never had mead before.
Alright.
So.
So this will
All
be
right,
a
Zach, you're the
first.
first taste. You're the first taster.
All right, as a Skyrim expert, as the residential Skyrim expert here, I will judge the taste of this mead that I've never had before.
All right. Fairly well gums.
Oh
Very
my
good.
god.
Very good.
Wasn't it?
To Valhalla.
Raise your horns. Raise them up to the sky. We will
Whoa.
drink to glory tonight.
That's like apple juice. Like
Yeah, baby.
It's
It's not
fucking
even like-
awesome.
it's just
This stuff's
sweet.
good.
See?
All right. So
You can
All
have
right,
you
now
can
we
say-
can now
now
you
you
can
can
start
say,
the album.
now let's start the album.
now we're officially into the album.
Backstory.
What is the backstory behind this album?
Oh, no, not backstory. There's a story to the album, which I'll get to that. I'm gonna give a little on the fucking band.
A little knowledge
Yeah.
drop on the band real quick.
Alright, yeah. They're a Swedish melodic death metal band
Yeah.
from
Wow.
Tumba.
Yep.
From
Formed in
where?
92.
Sweden.
They're from Sweden.
No, what? Is there like a province or something like that? They're from.
No, they're
I
from
guess.
Sweden.
Or just
Sweden. They're
So I
Swedish.
imagine that isn't Sabaton also from Sweden?
Yes.
So this is a Swedish thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
in
much
concept
a
albums like this, kind of. So
The best thing
This is,
I
like,
compared
in my
this
life.
to is like it's a mix of Sabaton and Lamb of God.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with those two groups, which I know Zach really isn't, but I recommend both of them. They're very good.
oh wait, I didn't even know
Possible
that. I didn't know this.
reviews.
What?
For Lord of the Rings fans, you'll like this. The band takes its name from the Sindarin name of Mount Doom, a volcano in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that.
I don't know a lot
Word.
about Tolkien, but that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I
So
was trying
that's
to get.
pretty cool. I didn't know that's where they got it from.
I was
That's
trying
what
to
their
get
name is.
into it, but like I never really had like a religious fanaticism like some Tolkien fans have with the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
Yeah.
But
Shall we start the album though?
Yeah, we'll start the album. So for the album, Jomsviking, or how the fuck you pronounce it?
Jomsviking, I think.
Jomsviking. Because I know in Norse,
J's or Y's.
J's are like Y sounding.
Yeah, it's Jomsviking.
So the first track of the album is First Kill.
First kill.
I like First Kill a lot.
So this track, this is the start of the story it tells. So in the song, he kind of does his first kill,
What the fuck?
and it's like not someone he was supposed to kill, so he gets kicked out. And that's what the whole first kill is. It's about him doing his first kill, watching the guy fall as like his smile goes away, I think is one of the lines.
So he whacked the wrong dude.
Yes,
For
because
what?
he came and he thought he was an invader, but he wasn't. And
He
it
was a
turned
friend.
out it was someone that shouldn't have been killed.
Yeah.
So he gets kicked
I think
out.
this song does a very good way of telling that story.
And it goes
It's a kick-ass song.
and it goes right into leading on to the story of Wanderer, because he gets kicked out of his clan, and this song is just him wandering
He's
around.
wandering.
Don't
He's
have
a
anywhere.
wanderer. Yeah.
I'll do a little more.
So you guys like those first songs, right?
I do like the first two songs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're really good. We're kind of doing this pretty quick.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
and then the
sorry.
next one's On the Sea of Blood. That
That one
one's
was
my
good.
first kill on a Sea of Blood are probably one of my favorite ones on the album,
okay.
because it gets stuck in your head on the Sea of Blood.
I did
Honestly-
like On the Sea of
Honestly,
bloody
Blood-
sea,
I did
Yeah.
like that song.
face my destiny.
Yeah. It's a very melodic album, as
Yeah.
the subgenre it is a melodic death
Yeah.
metal.
Another thing about like,
And this band is also another subgenre of metal, Viking metal.
as a quick side note, like melodic metal or anything of like the melodic context, there's catchy choruses. There's always a fun guitar riff. There's always something that's super memorable about the song. Most of this album, to me, although I blasted through it on a car ride and was listening to it all in one sitting, it was still pretty fucking cool. It was pretty catchy.
Yeah, there's a
like,
lot of
commercial
catchy songs
value.
on here.
There's a lot of commercial value out of something like this.
Yeah.
And it just builds. So Zach, the whole story is, that like the Viking does the kill,
Yeah,
gets
he
kicked
kills
out.
somebody he wasn't supposed to. He gets ostracized.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much goes on his own, then goes out to sea, and then when we get to it, because it
Let's just get to
later in the
next
track, it says back on northern shores, means like
He comes
went,
back later.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
west.
Spoiler
to
alert,
go,
he's coming back.
Yeah. So the next one is, why is this not scrolling? One Against All. This one was good too.
One Against All was not bad.
And so it's just this one wanderer Viking against
pretty
a
much,
lot of
and
people.
he gets a crew, and
It's just him. Yeah, he starts to gain followers.
Yeah.
Yes, which that's how a lot of Vikings were when they travel out like west.
Oh, so there's a meaning to the name Jomsviking. It's
Is it based off of a real person, or is it?
It's
No.
a legendary order of Viking mercenaries or conquerors of the 10th and 11th centuries. They're reputed as a staunchly dedicated to worship of Old Norse gods. They would allegedly fight for any lord who would pay. Oh, so they're mercs.
Yeah.
And they fought with Christians, which is kind of fucking heathen. Like,
Yeah.
well, they're heathens to the eyes of the Christians in this.
Yeah, they're pagan.
I mean, hey, they're allowed to do whatever they.
Money's money,
They-
bitch. Money talks.
Oh, yeah, especially
those
1,000 years ago.
those Vikings. They used to do some crazy ass shit. They were
Oh yeah.
cool
All
as
right,
hell.
the next one is probably one of the best drinking songs. Raise Your Horns.
This is a really good song.
Yeah,
I think this is probably the most.
This is the best
popular
song on the
on
album.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
the most popular track.
I like this song a lot too. So.
It's very.
We
fun to
talked
drink
about
to.
making a drinking playlist, and this is one of the first songs I thought of.
Yeah.
This is one I have heard.
The whole
before.
part of the song where it's like, oh, like that part, it just sounds like you just gotta be with your boys with a beer and stuff, just going,
Yeah.
just kind of just going with the
Yeah.
music.
Mm-hmm. It's a good track. I really recommend that one if you're gonna listen to
What
this.
other
Yeah.
fun facts can I Google real quick about this shit?
The next one
Continue.
is The Way of the Vikings.
I liked this one. I didn't like this one when I first listened to it, but I liked it
I know
the
the
second
track.
time. This one was good. I've only listened to this one
I
twice
like a lot
on
of
this
these
album.
songs.
Yeah, a lot of songs on this album do sound good. I was surprised. This definitely made up for Suicide Silence, I'll say that.
Yes.
Though after the way of the Viking,
Yeah.
At Dawn's First Light.
light.
Yeah.
That was a fucking hardcore song. At dawn's first light.
Yeah, that was one of the more hardcore songs, I think.
That was pretty fucking wild, dude.
Mm-hmm. The mead drinking.
1,000 Burning Arrows is the next song.
Yeah.
That's a cool
That's a
song.
good-
That's a
yeah,
really,
it's really
good
cool.
one. That one is also really important to the story, I realized.
Yes.
Because one of his comrades gets killed in the battle.
Yeah.
Brother.
Vengeance is my name.
Vengeance
He's
and
Batman.
Because now he's
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah, now he's
Now he's
angry.
mad. His boy got killed, and he's pissed.
He's really pissed off about it.
A dream that cannot be. This one is the only one with a feature on here.
Oh,
I
yes,
like this song a
Or
lot.
Doro Pesh. Like this one
Yeah,
was almost
Doro
a
Pesh
curveball
of
because
Doro. It was,
That's a real thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
this one was kind of.
She has a
curveball.
really good feature.
This is
in
probably my favorite.
Yeah,
of
this
the
one's
album.
really
Okay.
good.
I like this track a lot.
I said this one was kind of a curveball, not because like her singing and it just
Just the random feature in there.
it's just random and it's not as heavy and brutal as what the songs before were.
I think it fits with
And it ties
the
into the
performance
story.
though, and it ties into the story. Like they're getting ready for the final battle,
Yeah,
which is the closing track, which is next.
which is back on Northern Shores. They're heading home.
Mm-hmm.
They're
heading
wrapping
home.
up
This
the
is the
battle.
last song.
They're heading
Yep,
home.
this is the
Okay.
closing track.
Okay.
This is where he finally comes back to the people who he was outlawed by.
Ostracized
Yeah.
from.
Mhm.
He got ousted and was like, bitch. bye."
And spoiler alert, he doesn't win.
He loses.
No.
He loses
He
the
dies.
battle.
Yeah.
Dies in glorious.
He dies and
combat.
goes to Valhalla, I think, if I
Yes, it's
remember.
Valhalla.
If I
Because
remember
he,
the lyrics correctly.
he died in battle, he ends up
He
in
died
Valhalla.
honorably,
Yeah.
even though he was dishonorable in the
Yeah.
eyes of
And
the
he got
people he was
kicked
killed
out.
by.
That started
It's a
the
very
story.
interesting story. It's not my favorite concept album out there, but it's something different that we haven't tried yet, and I do appreciate that. So, what'd you guys think of this album?
What do we think of the album,
I
boys?
thought it was pretty.
I
neat.
really liked it.
I
the
liked
whole
it.
story. Like, concept albums are usually hit or miss. This one's a hit.
I think this one hits well.
For
I like it.
because it
Yeah.
The
it
story
tells
flows
us-
fluid. Like it's
yeah.
a fluid story. Everything works in conjunction with one another.
and it's
Mhm.
not all over the place either.
Yeah, and
Like
you,
it.
It's a very linear.
All-
it's a linear
it's
story.
Yeah.
a linear story.
It's a very linear story. I really just appreciate. I very much appreciate that. I like it. I like albums that tell a story, and this is a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Even though you listened to it all backwards,
I did
but
listen
now
to
you
it
understand
shuffled,
what the
You
story
gave it
is.
the Pulp Fiction treatment.
yeah, I just listened
Yo.
to that Pulp Fiction style. Maybe if I listen to it 3 more times, I'll finally get it.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's not on shuffle.
No, that's the whole Pulp Fiction part of it.
Yeah.
That's one thing you got to do. Listen to it in order,
Yeah.
so then you can really get the story. Because it, like,
I'm-
it almost,
These guys are on my list, so I will be coming back to this album.
yeah, and it almost pretty much, this story, it makes you feel like you're a part of the story while listening to it.
I guess. So yeah.
Like if it made like,
the way it's told. It's
Yeah.
told like an ancient story, or it's not ancient, but stories back then were told. They were oral traditions.
Yeah.
yeah,
So like parts of the story you don't know how true they are because they've been handed down so far.
Viking
but
ones
it
are
makes a
pretty hard
great
to tell.
story.
Vikings
regardless.
didn't really. There's no like.
they didn't really
They didn't chronicle
save
too much.
stories.
Yeah, they couldn't
Like-
fact check because they didn't save anything.
They didn't
No.
chronicle anything.
Mhm.
A lot of it is just hearsay. There are some things that we do know. Like there are some very specific examples we know about Vikings.
Like the gods that they
We know their
worship.
gods. We know their worship
Mhm.
because we have proof
The
of that.
Aesir.
We know what their warriors were like. We know
Yes.
they did a lot of fucking drugs.
It's ratings. Time.
Jake, you start since you picked the album.
What are
Um,
you giving this out of 10?
I feel like this is probably gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna give this one a 10.
Really?
I
Damn!
really like the fucking story.
That's
I really,
surprising. Not gonna lie, but
I'm
okay.
like that shit just fascinates me. Like the whole Viking story, Viking lore. 'Cause I'm a fucking Viking.
Here we go. The classic quote.
So like the whole Norse mythology, Vikings and everything, it just fascinates me. And this does a good story of telling a side of that part.
It is a very good Viking story.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you're up.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I liked it. I very much enjoy it. I love Norse mythology and Viking stuff, so this is a really
It's the
good
most
album.
interesting mythology.
It is on that side of metal that I'm not like very like used to yet. That kind of.
But
I'm
the-
still
the
adjusting.
yeah,
to it.
yeah.
this is a good ease way in.
This is a very good gateway into that more hardcore stuff.
Especially if you like mythology, it definitely helps.
Yeah.
I'd say the same probably with Sabaton is probably similar.
Sabaton is a little lighter than this, but
Yeah.
you'll really like Sabaton,
I can listen to
especially because they do
Sabaton.
a lot more modern war stuff. But
They do a lot of
either way.
World War II though, also.
They did
Yeah.
a lot of World War II.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean, that's what I mean
their
by
most
modern
famous song
war.
is the Bismarck.
Yeah.
And the Night Witches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, what do you
Give
rate it?
the album
I'm gonna give it the same score as Zach.
7.
I was never privy to Amon Amarth in terms of just like their albums. I know of their existence. I know like they had a new song that came out fairly recently.
Get into the ring.
It's a very cool sound. I love the sound of it. The production's fucking amazing. Like this is a
It's
fucking
very well produced.
well made album. The story, I didn't understand it at first. I was just like, oh, all right, cool. They're just talking about Vikings and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a fucking story. So when I listened to it in order, I was like, oh, okay. So it kind of just all
Yeah.
went together. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick with a 7 right now.
Sorry guys, I'm also giving it a 7.
Wow! Shrimp 7. I mean, it's good luck all around.
Wait, no, we had this last week.
We gotta get the
Three-way tie.
wheel.
Get
Yeah,
it.
the
We had a
wheel.
three-way tie last
Get
week.
the wheel.
But the thing is, you gave it a 10, and we all gave it the same score.
Show me what
But
you
either
got.
way, it's still a
Show
three-way
me
tie.
what you got.
But anyways, I think it's a great album. Not a great album. It's a good album. It's not my favorite concept album out there, but I think it tells a great story. And if you're into any like Norse mythology,
I don't have any connection.
If you're a Viking,
if you're a
Let me
Viking,
see.
if
I
you
use
have
I
those
use the
good,
same one every time I have to find it. Let's see.
if you have like a very high interest in history too, it tells a fun little like it's like telling of an epic back in the day. Who's picking this week? Oh, Luke's picking.
Oh shit! All right.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared for this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally fucking go to my my favorites. We are going to pick "Spreading the Disease" by Anthrax.
oh,
Oh, I guess we're completing the big
We're
four
big-
gauntlet.
the big four.
Four prophecy is
We finally doing the
Spreading
last
the
one.
disease because it's gonna be a madhouse.